メダカ界の超片隅、アメリカのパシフィックが。Alright, so 今日の曜日ですが、Today is a Saturday, June 10th, 2023 here in Pacifica, California, 12 miles south of San Francisco. Yo, Pinkman style. I miss Breaking Bad. The low, 51. It's getting as warm as 59. A lot chillier than a lot of other places here in the United States of America. What I'm going to do today, Medaka Metal style again, or by the way, the metal Medaka today is Badlands, J.K. Lee. Half Japanese, half German. Dad was German. This is one of the best albums of all time. So there's really no topic today. As I was doing this, I figured out, get the train rolling, per se. Let me take it real quick. So, by the way, the best beer of the day is a beer that I'm having with all you fellow Medaka heads from all around the world. So, kanpai chinchin chayo. Oh, yeah. That was a fantastic one. All right. So, this is a tub that I have my Yozakuras. My Yozakuras right here. In Japan, they call it the kaki. What is that? That is persimmon. Persimmon is orange. So because they have the orange head and the black body, they call it the persimmon Yozakura. Yozakuras, there's tons of varieties out there, and this is what I have. Over here in the U.S., since persimmons, it's not a common fruit here in the U.S., so maybe we should just call it pumpkin head. Could be a seasonal thing for October, but pumpkin head, right? Orange head, dark black body with some lame on the back. Just take another real quick sip. The part of being a Medaka head, this is what I enjoy. There are some clarifications that I would also like to make for all you Medaka heads out there that do have Medakas and that are starting to breed. Because you have a certain lineage as parents, all their offsprings are not going to be considered what the lineage is. So in this particular case, Yozakura. For mine, these are the pumpkin heads, right? Persimmon head, Yozakura. So there are things I do. So I have a tub full of Yozakura pumpkin heads, offsprings. So again, the process is basically going through the tub and kind of identifying what doesn't make it, what doesn't really look like what it's supposed to. And then at the same time, what I do is I do like grab some that kind of look like they're pretty awesome looking, and they may be perfect for like a future like dad and mom per se. So this is what I do. And the reason why I have these spawning mops over here, it's not, I don't collect eggs from any of these. It's just to kind of monitor where their sexual cycle is. These juveniles were born last year around probably September. So 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they're about 9 months old now. So they're at sexual maturity. The weather, with the combination of the weather, and all that, kind of tells me where they are. That's why these mops are here. For the eggs that I do collect, I collect and basically grow out the fry that I get from the ones that I choose, right? So I have two floating little containers here. I wanted to color differentiate it, but I wanted if you put Medakas in different color containers, they'll look completely different. So these are matte black containers from Seria in Japan. This over here, whatever I see, making sure that they resemble what I'm looking for, the traits, being the pumpkin heads. And if I see just lame, or what you see over here on the back, it's kind of like sparkle, right? I've been putting over here, meaning hopefully they will be my future breeders. On this little container, I'm just kind of scooping out what I will not be letting go loose into the wild as Yozakuras. Yeah, they are offsprings of the Yozakuras, but they don't have the traits that I'm looking for. So eventually, these guys will end up in my mixed tub, which I do sell locally as mixed Medakas. So they do have the Yozakura bloodline, the lineage. I don't like the reflection, but they're just not completely there. So it doesn't mean that their offsprings will not look like what they're supposed to look like. It's just that these guys don't look like it. So I can't let them out in the wild saying that they're true Yozakuras. Right, so that's the process I'm doing here today. Whatever that's left in this tub, it's just, yeah, there are Yozakuras. Like this one right here. Oh boy. This one right here is going to end up over here. It just doesn't have the characteristics that I'm looking for. It's still a Yozakura, but it's not, so I'm not going to let it out in the wild saying that, yeah, this is a Yozakura. This is probably super boring, but this is the kind of stuff that I truly enjoy doing. So again, these are just top view, right? And again, I've mentioned how important it is to make sure that I'm spin the other way. All right. How important it is to look at their body structure. You don't want, regardless of what they look like from the top view, if they look like crap or if they are deformed in any way from the side view, you don't want to use them as parents, right? So for me, what I do is I look from the top view. I kind of start splitting them up, and then before I decide what I am going to do with them, these guys hopefully all get some parents. This bin right here, let me just move it over. Badlands, Shaky Lee. It's going to end up over here. This is just a tub that I have where I just call them mixed. They do have the lineage of the Yozakura, but they just don't resemble. So these fellas are going to end up over here. And a lot of people have asked me if I ship. I try to list things on Craigslist locally. I have shipped in the past, but it's not something that I kind of readily do. And so this is my mixed. The way I list them is it's like they are from the Yozakura lineage, but I just sell them as mixed Medakas, so people kind of know that, like, they are from the lineage, but they're not culls per se. So I just dumped those little babies over here, juveniles over here, without looking at the side. But prior to selling, I'll grab a batch. I'll make sure that there are no deformities, physical deformities, from the side view before I bag them up. So some of these guys may end up in my forever home, and those are my pets, right? The ones that have some type of basically, if they're abnormal in any way, I keep them, and they become my forever friends and pets. So, all right, moving back to. So now, what do I do with these guys? I don't know. For some reason, they just stood out. They have the trait of what I'm looking for, the pumpkin head. On the head, whenever you have this like yellow, Medakas do not have the red pigmentation. The orangish, the yellowish that you see is based on the yellow pigmentation, the combination of the yellow pigmentation with the black. If there is a good mixture of yellow and black, it makes them almost look like it's red, but it's actually orange, right? So I think I mentioned it a few times. Oh yeah, it's getting pretty toasty over here in Pacifica, 12 miles south of San Francisco. So these are the boys and girls that I happened to scoop out today. So now, for these guys, I do want to, hopefully I could collect the eggs from these guys. I don't even know how many males I have, how many females I have at this point. So what I do is, I will put them in a container where I can see the side view, right? Again, the reason why you need to examine them from the side view is because you don't want any deformities, any bent backs, any, you want to look at their back, making sure that they are straight. You want to look at their eyes to make sure that they are clear. You want to make sure that their gills are opening up symmetrically. You want to make sure their fins are flapping about at the same time, so they're swimming straight, basically. You look at their mouth to make sure that they don't have any deformities where the mouth is. And I have no clue how this is showing on the camera, just because the sun is just kind of like in my face. Hopefully it is showing the Medakas a little bit. What else am I seeing? I'm looking at the fins. I'm looking at the conformation. Is the back straight? Eyes, looking at their... Those are the major points that I look at. If I see anything, anything abnormal, they will end up in my forever home, where I have all the OGs plus a lot of Medakas that have some type of deformities, where I don't want to let their eggs go out in the wild per se. So hopefully that kind of made sense of the whole process that I go through. It's pretty chilling, man. It's chillaxing per se. Me, just sitting here out in Pacifica, California, 12 miles to San Francisco on a nice warm Saturday, and just spending time with all you Medaka heads out there. Actually, this is my favorite tomo right now. Tomo is this net. When you're scooping from something that doesn't have like edges like this, the round version is great. It's not too deep. It's easy to examine. This material is super soft. But when you do want to scoop up something that has a hard edge like this, you want to use the one that has a straight edge, like so, if you want to compare the two. This is what you kind of would do. Again, my angle could be completely off. With the reflection on the iPhone, I just can't see what I'm showing right now, but yeah, it's like Mr. And then if you flip this over the other way, you're catching the flies like Mr. Miyagi style, you know, like freaking 80s, one of the best movies from the 80s, Karate Kid, Mr. Miyagi style. But all right, enough of me. So they look okay. I don't see any weird deformities. Eyes are clear. Their backs, the females are always going to look like they have a little bit of an angle on the back. And then for these guys, let me see. All right, they're going to end up in here for now. This is a, what is this? Tub for being, should have turned it around the other way. This is the most used and famous plastic container that people in Japan use. MV Box 22. It's a 22 liter. So divide that by 3.75. So it's like what? Maybe seven gallons. No, probably 5 gallons. But the only thing is it's black colored. It's really shallow. So during the summer you gotta watch out because the temperature is gonna rise and it may fry your fish. So right here in Pacific California, 12 miles of San Francisco, I know it's not gonna get that hot. So I'm going to put these boys and girls in here for now. And we'll see what happens. Or these guys, for now, will be my breeding adults for next season, next year, 2024. So that's basically the process that I go through. I'll see you here again on a nice sunny day, and probably re-examine these juveniles. The way they look, it'll change. They're still developing. Their llama is still llama again. It's a sparkly thing that you see in the back. They are still developing. So something that I didn't see today may just come up like something spectacular next week. For Medakas, it's all about the natural sun, okay? The natural sun really does wonders. That's why they're called the fish of the sun. Artificial light technology. We have great LED lamps and all that stuff, but nothing beats the real sun. So we'll see how many more of some of these juveniles that'll end up in that bin. That kind of qualifies as what I'm looking for future generations, and hopefully I could pass that on to all you fellow Medaka loving Medaka heads. So, all right, 20 friggin' minutes flies fast when you're having fun, and I am sorry about the glare and all that. I didn't really think about where the sun was shining from today, so maybe everything looks kind of like a black screen without being able to see the Medakas actually doing a horrible job. But I'll see how this turns out. So, kanpai chin chin chayo. Domo arigato, Medaka Metal style. We'll do it again next time. Oh yeah. I need to fill this. I'll fill this up with water a little bit more once I have both my hands free and all that stuff. So, all right. Again, I like to, when I do have excess, like these mixed, like I mentioned, I release them through Craigslist locally. So if anybody's looking for quality, strong Medakas, and if they want to try it out, just hit me up and just search for Medaka Craigslist, Medaka Metal, and that will be me. And these are basically the mix. Nice and healthy and at size. You don't want to buy something that's a little too small just because you just don't know. You want to get them at a certain size like this when they're stable. So let me do something. So when people ask, like, what do I get in the mix? So this is what happens. So again, I have a mixed tub. They come in a group of like 5, or that's what I'm doing right now. I will scoop them up randomly. I would go up here to a station where I can actually observe them. I don't have, maybe I can grab some water from here. This is an extra tub that I keep around for situations like this. Let me just put a little bit of the green water away. So this is like just water that's been sitting here. It's clear. Don't feed it. It's clear. Just add a little bit of clear water. It'll help me kind of make it easier for me to observe. So at this point, I'm making sure that there is a mix of males and females. I do put them on a group of 5 on Craigslist. I do have a thing that says it's unsexed, but I do make sure that there is at least, you know, male or female. And I look at their structure, if they have any deformities or whatnot. At any point, if I do see any deformities, they get pulled out and then go to my forever home. Actually, this one's pretty nice. And I let them swim around to make sure that they're swimming straight. They're not making any weird movements and all that stuff. And if the checklist is met, I'll bag them up and then I'll just meet the individual that's interested on or through Craigslist. I know it's getting super long, but that's my process per se. Is it focusing? I don't know. I have the glare. I just can't see anything. So that is the entire process that I take. So, all right. So these guys are going to go back in here to the mixed tub. Domo arigato. Good times. So that's what they look like. All right, we'll do it again next time. Kanpai Jinjin Chayo. This way. These are Costco tubs that I have. When you get the Costco tubs, they're $11 each. at Daiso, you got to get these extra long ones, and then you got to connect them together. I just put this on. This is like an anti-predator kind of thing that I put on here. This is one of my forever home tubs. It's either they're 2.5 years plus years old and they're retired, or they're just some type of deformity. So I love these boys and girls. So. All right, enough of me. I think it got kind of too long, but hit me Instagram, DM me on Instagram, Medaka Metal, and if you have any comments, I respond to every single comment that is placed on YouTube. So, domo arigato. We'll do it again next time.